Hey, Ken Yaley here. I wanted to share some things I've learned about muscle memory, because I feel like this is a topic that comes up quite a lot when I'm teaching and playing. Basically, you'll notice I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing. In fact, I could ask questions, I could answer questions, because I'm not really using my executive functions at all. Now you'll notice that when I'm talking, my labor is a little forced. That's because I am using some language skills as I'm playing this. But by and large, I've played this piece so many times that I can play it without even thinking about it. And that's an important part of muscle memory. As you walk or talk or do activities throughout the day, we're constantly using muscle memory. So one of the examples I use is brushing your teeth. If you want to see how this works, I challenge you to brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. And it'll feel really weird. You have to think about where you hold your elbow and how to move your hand. And it puts into perspective that when you brush your teeth with your dominant hand, you don't even have to really think about it. And that's because you've repeated that motion so many times. Now, if you were to spend the next month, 2 months, only using your left hand to brush your teeth, you'd be just as comfortable and you'd be just as thoughtless. So the trick here in muscle memory is repetition. And I wanted to share some specific tricks on how to maximize this in terms of an effective practice technique. If this is a new concept to you and you're practicing, this will unlock things like speed and the ability to play complex sections of music. If you're an advanced player, there's some things that I've learned from masters. Now, I'm not smart enough to figure this stuff out myself. A lot of what I'm going to do, if you'd like to go directly to the source, Aaron Shear has a fantastic book on this. Frederick Node, the author of Solo Guitar Playing, has some brilliant ideas. I love Kenny Werner has this book, Effortless Mastery, I believe. Fantastic. So a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about is just recapitulating ideas that you'll find by these amazing musicians that dwarf my abilities. But at any rate, one of the big things to boil this down is consecutive perfect executions. Now this is critical. If you want to make faster progress with regard to muscle memory, and if you want to develop your speed and play more complex things more accurately, you need to play things slowly and perfectly, and you want to get it perfect in a row. So like if I'm just taking a simple motion like D, you don't want the kind of sort of D, you want that flawless D, or you know, A major 7, or maybe it's D 13, whatever it is you're trying to do. You want it to be flawless. Make sure every note's perfect. And then you want to go to that next thing, whatever the next chord is. Maybe it's a complex chord progression you're trying to master. Make sure that chord is perfect as well. And then you want to execute that motion flawlessly. Now, if you get it right the first time, and maybe you made a mistake that second time, and then that third time you got it perfect, and maybe the next 2 times you made a mistake, you're not developing muscle memory. That's just random information, and your muscle memory is going to ignore it. Now, muscle memory really kicks in when you start to get 5 to 10 perfect executions in a row. That means you've got to get it perfect, and you want to go as slow as possible to get 5, or it doesn't matter how fast you go. It's just got to be perfect. Then somewhere after like 5 or 10 times, you'll feel it kick in. You can start to slowly speed. You want to gradually increase the speed. Now this is the part that's so important. Again, it's all about consecutive perfect executions. And so your muscle memory is based pretty close to the base of your spine. So that's why it's kind of thoughtless. It just reacts. And so one of the things that you want to do when you're practicing is practice. So you get it perfect. I've got it perfect again. Now, you'll find that there's kind of a threshold. So like if you get it really slow, you got it perfect, you got it perfect, you got it perfect. Now, at a certain point, as you start to speed up, right, 5 in a row, 10 in a row, you can speed up. Now, you'll cross a point where you make a mistake. Now, we don't know where that level is, right? So we don't know what the maximum speed we can play something until we make that mistake. We don't want to fear the mistake, but once you do make that mistake, that first mistake, man, you've got to slow it way down. So we're going to slow down so it's perfect. And this is where people get caught up. One of the biggest mistakes I see when people are practicing is they start to get impatient or frustrated, and they don't even realize it, but their own anxiety causes them to speed up. Bad, bad, bad. People who are patient and who are very disciplined know that they're going to get it perfect. Okay, that was perfect. As slow as I need to go, perfect. I'm going to speed that up. Then, oops, I made a mistake. The next one's got to be slow, and the next one's got to be perfect. And then you're going to build it back up. Now, if you follow this simple strategy, you're going to find that you will make incredible progress with small amounts of time. Like, I would set aside a block of maybe 5 minutes where you just basically repeat something over and over and over again. Again, these aren't ideas that I came up with, but they are practice techniques that were taught to me that I've employed and have made a huge difference in what I do. So I hope those impart some wisdom on you as well. So enjoy.